Good morning, everyone. It's Sarah, and welcome to Coffee and Crochet with Sarah. The two things that I love, coffee and crochet. Now, just in case you don't know, the live video is always streamed to my Facebook page, Posh Pooch Designs Facebook page, 9:30 a.m. Mountain Time, and we try to do this every Tuesday. And I got another question this week about why I don't put it on YouTube live and why I don't stream both of them live together. Well, the reason that I do it the way that we do is because Facebook does not allow you, or would rather you not, stream them both together at the same time. I was looking into some software to do that, but I decided against it since it was against Facebook policies. All right, so what I do is I stream it live to Facebook because I have lots of wonderful friends on Facebook. And then after we're done, it takes about 30 minutes to edit and get it over to YouTube. And then it's there for all my wonderful friends on YouTube. That way you both can get involved with everything that's going on and the giveaways and all the fun things that I love to do, because you know I love to have fun. Well, let me say good morning to everybody. I see Michelle and Kimberly, Caitlin, Rita, Linda, Christine, Karen, Joy, Dawn, Aurora, Alicia, Lori, Sanat. I'm so sorry. I never say your name right. Maybe you could put the pronunciation in the comment and then I can say it right. So I'm really sorry. It looks like Sinead. Is that an Irish name? Anyway, it looks like a very pretty name, and I'm super glad you're here. Lori Johns and Tammy, Dana, Cheryl, Betty, Judy, Paula. You've all already gotten in here. And so I'm super glad you're here. Today is not Colorado's birthday. Actually, August 1st is Colorado's birthday. And I got a little bit of fun facts for you about that. And so, August 1st is also my husband's birthday. But he's not as old as Colorado, even though he feels like it sometimes. So I've got the Colorado flag up there. I've got the Colorado flag on my shirt. And so here's the fun facts. Colorado, or Colorado, or Rado, or Rado, however you want to say it, I say Colorado, became the 38th state in 1876. August 1st, 1876. And on that day, it became the 38th state to join the Union when President Ulysses Grant signed the proclamation of its statehood. So that makes Colorado 143 years old. The reason that Colorado is known as the Centennial State is because it was the same year United States celebrated its centennial. And centennial is 100 years, by the way. The name Colorado came about because it was believed at that time that the Colorado River originated in Colorado, which it doesn't. So anyway, those are some fun facts. I've got one more fun fact for you. Why is Denver, and I'm not going to tell you the answer till later on, okay? So why is Denver called the Mile High City? Here's a clue. It's not because marijuana is now legal, okay? Why is Denver called the Mile High City? I'll come back and give you that answer in just a little bit. All right, now, let's everybody clink in. I've got my brand new Colorado mug. On the back, it says Colorado 1876. And on the front, I've got my Colorado flag. So let's all clink in. Say, happy birthday, Colorado. All righty. All right, now we've got a couple of fun things to do. But first of all, I want to click over, show you something. This is the Colorado flag coaster that we did. And it's super easy. It's just made in circles. And I've gotten a lot of questions about, can I do some other letters? Now, because this is done in a circle, it made it easy to make the C. And what I suggest, if you want to do one for your state or city or school, or for anyone with a letter, go ahead and do the circles the same. Make them your colors, maybe your school colors or state colors. And then either do the top stitching like we did on the edge and make the letter, or make a letter of an applique and then sew it on. You know, I know that you all think I can just whip up a pattern in no time flat, but really I can't. In reality, this coaster that I made, I designed it about 3 months ago. It went into testing to make sure it fit right, and it was the right size. We adjusted, hook sizes, yarns, and all of those types of things to come up with something fun for you. And it's a lot of fun. I love designing patterns. And I know you love to have something with a letter in it or something. So I wanted to give you a couple of options of things that you can do by using the same pattern. Like I said, the circles are the same. You can do the top stitching and embroidery the letter on, or you can make an applique and then sew that on for your coaster. So that's just a couple of ideas I wanted to tell you about. All right, I wanted to show you something that was so funny. All right, this is my other camera. I call it my roaming camera. This is the back of my chair here. And if you see my dog sitting there in that corner, I call that my poof corner. In that corner, I have a whole bunch of stuffed things that I've designed and made. But what's so funny is, see my dog sitting there? Max and Rosie are sitting on the same poof. They both have their own poof, but they love each other so much. And ever since Maximo got really sick, they just don't want to be out of each other's sight. And so they curl up together on that poof, which I think is really cute. Julie says she is the 5th generations of Coloradans. That is awesome. Y'all, I'm a transplant. We've been here about 8 years. I am from Iowa. When I was 2 or 3, we moved to Oklahoma. I grew up in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And then I married an Air Force man. We've been all over the world. And then we settled back in Oklahoma for a while. And then his company that he works for now moved us up here. And I absolutely love living in Colorado. Colorado is such a cool state because within this one state, you have prairie, you have mountains, you have warmth, you have snow. I mean, it is just an amazing state. And if you want to just take a day trip and go travel somewhere, you can see all kinds of different things, from mountains to the Inca Indian, where the dwellings, I don't know, were they Inca Indians? I can't remember. But the cliff dwellings are super cool. And I mean, there's just so much to see. And we love to get into our Jeep and just go off-roading and see some new and different things. And you can see so many wonderful, neat animals. One thing I do recommend, 2 things. When you come to Colorado to visit, make sure you pick up your trash and put it in a trash bin, because unfortunately, a lot of trash is getting left. And that kind of bothers me. The second thing is, never ever approach a wild animal, even if it seems like it's sweet. Wild animals are still wild animals. Don't get near the babies, the baby deer or the buffalo or the moose or the bears or any other, the rams or the sheep or anything. Leave them alone. Take lots of pictures. We have amazing pictures. But you never know what a wild animal is going to do. And to protect you and that animal, your family and that animal's family, just keep your distance, 100 feet or so. Take lots of pictures. Use your zoom lens, and you can get some amazing, amazing pictures. That's just some things that I've learned since I've lived here. One of the things that happens quite often in the area that I live, because we do have bobcats, we do have mountain lions, we do have deer, fox, and an occasional coyote. Something that happens a lot is people will see a baby deer and they'll think, oh, mama's left that deer. Well, she really hasn't left that deer. Sometimes what happens is, after a baby deer is born, mama deer will tuck it under some brush or a tree or something, and she'll go and get something to eat. She'll be near, but not right up by. Maybe sometimes they go as far as a mile away, and then they come back so they can feed their babies. They've not abandoned them. They've just let them rest and let them get something to eat. And unfortunately, people think that the baby deer's abandoned, and it's really not. All right. It's just something that happens. So I just really want you to be careful and be aware when you come up to Colorado to visit. I see Aiden Kyle, my favorite grandson, is online. Good morning, Aiden. It's good to see you. He's my favorite grandson. He says it's because he's my only grandson, but he really is my favorite. All right, now, have you figured out why Denver is called the Mile High City? I'm going to look through here, see if anybody's answered this. Let's see. I see lots of clinking in. It's good to see you. Tammy, you're close. You're close. Oh, Carolina says she can't stay. Thank you for popping in. Have a great day at your work at Hobby Lobby. I just see you're heading out. Okay, so the thing is, it's called the Mile High City because the 13th step of the Denver Capitol building is 1 mile above sea level. Isn't that cool? All right, let's talk about, besides our Colorado coaster, let's talk about our 2 new patterns, and then we'll do our unbagging. Well, the pattern that we did on last week, one of them anyway, was this bag. And this is my super easy cotton shopping bag. And I made it out of the Karen cakes. It takes 1. And this is a pattern I wrote a few years ago, and I updated the video and the pattern. And the neat thing about this is if you want it to be just a short bag, for maybe you're just heading to farmer's market to pick up a couple of things, or you can continue on with these rows in here and make it as long as you want for your big shopping trips. And the great thing about, there's a lot of great reusable bags out there, but the great thing about making one out of cotton is when you purchase, say, bread or vegetables or fruits and things, mold can get left in the bag. And so after you're done shopping, toss those cotton bags in the wash. And I don't even dry mine. I just hang them up to dry, but you can dry them. I just like, to me, I want things to last as long as possible, and the dryer sometimes breaks down fibers. Especially this, because this yarn is a cotton blend. It's a polyester cotton blend. This is the Karen Cakes. It's got a tear there, so it's hard to see it. But this is the Karen Cakes. And this is one of my favorite yarns to use for my shopping bags. And so it's a great bag, and it's super easy to make, and you can make it as long as you want to. So that was one we did this week. The other one is, y'all know it's Shark Week, right? And so we designed a shark that is a jar cozy. And you can also make it into a bag. And I stuck it on here so you can see it. But you can pull the jar cozy out. And of course you can use it as a drink cup. Make that hole in the top, stick your straw in. And you can also make it as just a fun little bag. So that was one we did this week. It's a brand new pattern. And you can find it on the blog. You can also find it on YouTube. Now remember, when I do a video, it always goes to YouTube. All right, well, that's the new patterns for this week. And now I want to show you, I'm going to move some stuff around here, what we have in the bag. And I got these this week. And these are all Red Heart new yarns. And they have a bunch of new ones. I'm going to scoot my chair back just a little so I can put this in my lap. They have a lot of new ones, and this is just a few that I received, okay? The first one is this one. It's called Roll With It. All right, now, this ball of yarn, let me see if I can find it again. Everybody puts them in different places. There it is. It is a number 4 weight yarn. And it's acrylic yarn, and if you look really close, you can see it's not like a long changing color. It's a short changing color. Has lots of beautiful colors in there. This one is called Theater. I can see why. It's very dramatic. Isn't it pretty? All right, so I've got 2 of those, and I know there's lots of other colors. One thing I want to remind you is when I show you a yarn, especially like from Red Heart or another company, you can always go to their webpage, redheart.com. Make sure you put the HTTP thing in front of it, or you'll get a 404 error. But anyway, you can go to their website and check out all the other colors that they have. Now this has 389 yards, which is 5.29 ounces. All right, so that's enough to make a hat and a scarf with 2. Really pretty. Be looking for that this fall. All right, now another one I wanted to show you is, now I've worked with this one in the past, and so this is the Hygge yarn. It's a chunky 5. It's a little bit fuzzy. And remember, there's lots of other colors of this. And I have used, I think, a cream, a pink. I can't remember, but I got 2 of these gray ones. I made a poncho that's really comfy. I'm going to have to pull that back out so I can wear it this fall. So anyway, I got 2 of those. And these are a chunky number 5. They have 5 ounces on each one, so you get quite a bit. And they have a little bit of a fuzz to them. See that? Isn't that pretty? Okay. Now, I got these 2 also, which are called Hygge. But this is called Hygge Charm. And see that H-Y-G-G-E? It's pronounced Hygge. I believe it's a Swedish word that means comfort and coziness sort of thing. All right. Now, these are number 4. And I want you to look real close because it has a sparkle in it. See that sparkle? And this is a big ball of yarn. Let's see. This has... Where did you go? Oh, this is called Meteor. That makes sense with all those sparkles in there. It's a number 4. It's 90% acrylic, and then, of course, the sparkle metallic yarn going through it. Oh, 7 ounces. There it is. And I got 2 of those. We've got a gray sparkle. Isn't that pretty? This is called Soothing Shooting Star. I read it upside down. Shooting Star. There we go. All right, so there's that gray and this pink one, and they're both super sparkly. Look at those. And so those are going to be fun. 7 ounces worth of yarn. That's a lot of yarn. And that's all that's in my Red Heart bag. So those are some new yarns. You can be looking for some new patterns for those. That'll be coming out this fall. And that's another thing I want to talk to you about. We've got some fun patterns coming. Some fun demonstrations and videos coming for the fall. We're also still working on redoing some of our older patterns. And like I said, when I do this, because I've been writing patterns for over 40 years. And so what I do is, Kimberly says, what? Maybe give me more info, sweetie. So anyway, what we're going to be doing is we're still rewriting some of our older patterns, updating them with new yarns and new just new techniques, or maybe rewording it so that it's a little easier to read. And one of the things someone said to me today is that she struggles with written patterns because every pattern designer writes differently. And that's really, really true. And some pattern designers, in my opinion, put too many words in it. And some of them don't put enough. And so what I like to try to do is give you the best explanation with the least amount of words. And stitch counts and all of those things, those are all important. And so that's why we're rewriting, retesting, going over all those old patterns, making new videos and things like that. And, one of my favorite parts of doing this really is editing the videos, because I love to add, little tweaky things to them. So anyway, you can be looking forward to that this fall. Like I said, new patterns with new yarns. And sometimes I like to take, especially if it's just a basic pattern and that I've used like maybe a basic yarn for, and use some new yarn and see how it works up with it. And most of the time I just really love the results. So I just really, really enjoy doing that for you. And that's the last thing I wanted to say, is that when I'm working on these patterns and working on the updates and all this part of it, it is a lot of fun, but it is a lot of work. But I do it for you. And then when you're watching my videos, it's for me. Kimberly says, are Max and Rosie related? No, they are not. Not related by blood. They're related by love. I did tell a story about how I got Max and Rosie a couple years ago, but they're both rescue dogs. We got Max first, and then we were worried about Maximo being lonely when we went to the store or whatever, so then we got Rosie. And they've been together for 10 years. They are joined forever. And that's why when Maximo got really, really sick and we thought we were going to lose him, Rosie became very, very sick and depressed. And now they're just even closer than ever. And they're both healthier than ever, too. When I took them back, both of them, they put them on the weight control food and the meds and things, and Maximo's doing fantastic. He is like a whole new dog. He is happy and chipper. I mean, he's 11 years old and he's bouncing around the yard, chasing bunnies. So they're, and Rosie is too. Of course, they get in trouble for chasing the bunnies, but we have tons of bunnies out here where we live. But anyway, oh, Cindy says her brother was just up here and she posted pictures, and that's true. Colorado, you can get some of the best pictures. It is the best place. If you want to learn to be a photographer, Colorado's the place to be. Although I like Yellowstone and some of the other places too, but I'm really partial to Colorado. All right, well, I'm going to let y'all go. That's all I've got for you today. Lots of new patterns coming, lots of new videos coming. And remember, I can't do what I do without you. So thank you very much, and I'll see you next week.